Okay, so we finished our red mushroom tops. I like how that turned out. Now we're going to go on to the spots on the mushrooms. And for these, I'm going to use a combination of cream, yellow ochre, and goldenrod. Okay, so we'll start with the mid-tone and just kind of lay a base on, and then we'll go from there. This is a nice idea of kind of just what it's going to look like. So now I'm going to go in and now I'm going to go in with the goldenrod, and I'm going to lay down some darker color where the shading is. So it's going to be kind of the same as the red, so kind of all along here. So I'm being firmer with the pressure against the black line, and then softening as I kind of fade out. And over here, firm against the black line, and then medium to light. And over here, oops, straight line first. Circles, there. So I want the shading on the spots to kind of match the shading that I used with the red. Okay, so those are the spots where I want it the darkest. Now I'm going to go in and just do a very light layer with the goldenrod in the areas where I want it like the second level of darkness. So that's just kind of along the edges of the mushroom. Crease. over here. We'll go back to the yellow ochre, and I'm going to go over the darkest areas first. So I'm going to be using firm pressure over top of where the goldenrod is, and then fading out to lighter pressure. And same thing for all these areas where I want it to be the darkest. I'm going to do a little bit over here too. Okay, so firm pressure and then fading out. Firm pressure and then fading out. Where was the other one? Oh, over here. Okay. Now I'm going to go over the next darkest area. So that's where I did like a very light layer with the goldenrod. Another way to say this is I'm just going to go over the areas that I don't want, that aren't going to have the highlight on them, I guess. And I'm not using firm pressure. Just light. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want to be careful with this because I'm not sure. I just want to be careful with this because if I go too hard, then I'm not going to be able to fix it if if it doesn't look the way that I want it to look. I just want to get like some more color down. Not sure if this is going to be my last layer or not. Let's start over here. I'm going to start with this one. So this is the cream. I can see a bit of a line there that I don't like. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to go back to the yellow ochre for a minute, and I'm just going to use a very light hand and go over that edge where the first layer meets the second layer. This is just going to give the cream a little bit more pigment to work with so that I don't get such a severe line in the blend, I hope. This one looks pretty good. And that one's okay. All right, back to the cream. Scarlet Lake, a light layer everywhere, noting where the shadow is going to be along here. Sorry, it's going to be a lot of color changing. Firm pressure, medium pressure, fading it out a little bit, light pressure. Medium. Add some over here too. Okay, it's good. And we'll do Crimson Lake, so over top of the Tuscan Red, firm pressure, and then fading that one out. So gradually easing up on the pressure. Over here, firm, and then getting lighter. Okay, good. And then Scarlet Lake. So I'm using firm to medium pressure here. And here. Very light pressure. And firm again over here. Very light there. And we just hope it turns out like the other ones, right? Okay, then permanent red to burnish the rest. Again, making sure that I go over the previous colors a little bit as well. There, okay, let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty close. But I think I'm going to get some of this grass done. It's going to help give me an idea of exactly where to put the other colors and if I need any other colors. Okay, so I'm going to start with the dark green. I have dark green, Kelly green, sap green light, and pale sage. So kind of a little bit more muted colors to try to balance the brightness of the red, I think. That would be good. So I'm looking at the grass and the taller grass here. And then there's like 2 different types of leaves here. I'll probably just do those green as well, but I'm going to leave them till the end. I'm going to do the grass, the long grass, and then I'll do the leaves if I still want to do them green. I'm not sure if it's going to be too much green or not. So what I'm going to do here, because I'm starting with a darker color, because it's a trickier spot, there's a lot of shading. Under the mushroom, behind the grass. Oh, let's see. Okay, that's grass between 2 mushrooms. And we have some, it's going to be dark over here. I'm going to put a little bit there too. And then behind this grass, that one. And I'm going to add a little bit over here behind this grass. And then here at the edge. Good. Under this little fold here, there'll be a shadow there. Kelly green. I'm just going wherever I put the darker green, and I'm doing a layer over top of kind of a little bit halfway over top of the dark green, and then out a bit onto the new part, onto the white of the page. Now it almost looks like it's just the same color, but it won't be when I do the next layers. So kind of over top a little bit of the dark green, and then add more, cover more of the white. So over top of the darkest color, and then we'll add a bit more, bring it out further. Oh, that's not supposed to be green, that's the mushroom. Okay, so this is just a little electric eraser. Oops. Accidents happen. Okay, where was I? Kelly green. Okay, so over the dark green, and then doing a bit further. Good. Okay, and then we have the sap green light. So for most of these, I'm filling it in almost all the way. Very light brush. Okay, so we've got these parts where the grass blade is flipped over, so I want this to look lighter than this part. So I didn't put any of the dark green on, and I might put a little bit of the Kelly green, but I'm going to leave a big spot for the lightest shade of green, pale sage. This way it's going to look like it's still the same piece of grass because it's the same shades of green. It's just going to be a bit lighter green than the rest. This is the pale sage, so I'm coloring in everything else using a medium pressure, medium to light. So it's kind of, I guess I did it the same way. Okay, so this gives me a chance to look at the greens and see, did I get the colors, the darkness of the colors where I wanted them to be? Does it look the way I want it to be before I do the final layer and burnish it? And yeah, I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to do the same thing again, going through all the 4 colors, except I'm going to be pushing a lot firmer with my pencil in the darkest areas. So nice and firm here. And then because if I leave it like that, then I'm going to get like a harsh line. So I'm going to use circles and medium pressure to go over top of that line. Then I'm going to go over top of the light circles, over top of those circles with just another layer of very light circles. That's how I kind of fade it out. I'm not pushing too hard here because I don't want it to be as dark as some of the other areas. Okay, so then here we can make it a bit darker. Right on that black line. Okay, and then medium pressure, little circles over top of the line. And then light circles, fading it out. Now this back spot here is going to be pretty dark. So this one right here, I'm just going to go ahead and just color the whole thing with the dark green burnishing pressure. And back here, so that was firm pressure. Now I'm using a bit, firm. Okay, so now I'm lightening up a bit with the pressure, fading it out. Kelly green, so I'm going to go over the dark green. Yeah, I'm going to go over the dark green and then fade it out lightly. So over the edge of the dark green and then fade it out to light pressure, just like that. Lighter. Going over top of the Kelly green with the sap green light. I'm also going to do a little bit of these edges here because I don't want the highlighted color to go right up to that. I want just another layer of color down. So I'm just going over the previous Kelly green and then fading it out and then kind of putting another layer with the sap green light over kind of everything that's left. Just very light. I find this helps because sometimes with the lightest colors, they can be almost too white, I find, and then I end up with the blend not looking right. To me, yes. Pale sage, so I'm just going over kind of all of that sap green light and the unburnished areas. And usually when I'm on the last color, you can almost use this last one as kind of like a blender pencil to kind of smush anything else that didn't get blended well together. I'm just going to go back just to the Kelly green for just a second. It's got a little bit too light there. That's better. Okay. Now, pale sage again. Pressure. Now I'm using, that was firm pressure, now I'm using medium pressure over top of the line, the edge of the dark line. Firm pressure. And then medium to light pressure. Firm. Firm, and then medium and light. There, so that one had a bit more. So, because that corner there is quite dark. It's shaded by the house and the mushroom. Okay, now the Kelly green. Firm pressure over top of the dark green edge. And then pulling it out, medium and light pressure. Same here. Over the dark green with firm pressure, and then easing up a bit, medium and light. Firm, and then medium and light. We have the sap green light, and that might finish it up for some of these areas here. So I'm just using firm pressure. Kelly green for just a second here. Okay, the sap green. I just didn't like this. I went a little bit too far with the sap green and then washed out some of the other green colors. Okay, so now I'm going to go around the edge of this top one with firmer pressure and medium pressure and light. So firm, medium, and light. And we'll finish it off with the pale sage. There's the grass here. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to do this off camera because it's the same steps. These would be your, so where it's folded over, that's where you're going to do just the lightest two colors, here and here. Okay, and then you're going to put the dark color, you're going to put it behind the grass along the edges. Okay, this is a very dark corner right here and in here and in here. So there's going to be lots of dark green, kind of like we did it over here. Okay, and then your lighter sections are going to be kind of these little grass pieces and the tips of the grass, and then, of course, the folded over parts and up here. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like after I've done that. Okay, so I'm really happy with how it's coming together and how it's looking. I'm going to end this part for the video, and I will do the next part in a video and release it next week. So we're going to have kind of a multi-part series on our little mushroom house. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed coloring with me. I enjoyed coloring with you or keeping you company. And I hope you have a great day